Alright, so I had a very interesting experience recently. So, in order for this experience that I had to make any sense, I need to talk about an experience I had before that, which was about 6, 7 months ago now, where I was in a weird time in my life because I just moved back home with my parents, and I got a new job and I was preparing for that, and then I decided to have like a little holiday before that job started, just on my own because I wanted to do some vlogging. And I decided to go to Moldova, and there are lots of reasons why I wanted to go to Moldova, but one of the main reasons was because I'd seen a video by Bold and Bankrupt, the YouTuber, that really fascinated me, and I was really curious about Moldova because of this video. And if you ever heard of the travel YouTuber Bold and Bankrupt, you'll know this video. It's one of his most viewed videos. It got like 11 million views, which is pretty amazing, especially for the travel niche that he's in. You know, he's not one of these clickbait YouTubers. It's very kind of long form content. Um, excuse me. But the video starts with him in this really like rundown underpass in the center of Moldova, and he's basically just going around saying like, "Oh, look how shit this part of Moldova is," in Chisinau, the capital, and sort of making fun of it, but also being like, "This is actually really sad. You know, why is this city, why is this country in Europe doing so badly? You know." And when I went to that exact underpass where he starts the video, and I'd done quite a lot of research before I went, so I knew that they'd done some work to that underpass before I went. But when I actually got there and actually found the exact underpass that he was at, I was really blown away because it was not the same to how it was when he was there. It was really nice. They'd done it up since that video had been released. It was really like smooth floor. They had these photos up on the sides of on the walls. And you know, the photos weren't the best photos ever, but it was, you know, someone put a lot of effort into that, and it looked very modern, very sleek. And I've got to be honest, I saw this really sleek underpass that, you know, had been made that replaced this old one that Bored and Bankrupt filmed, and I actually thought, like, I was humbled. I was like, wow. You know, there are underpasses in my hometown that are worse than that, you know, and I feel like a lot of this is down to him. It's down to Bored and Bankrupt. I mean, that video got, like I say, 11 million views. You know, how many people actually live in Moldova? I actually don't know, but probably probably not any more than 11 million. You know, my point is, like, a video like that can have such a profound impact to sort of change the world. You know, and this is silly. I don't know if any of this is really true, but I just kind of imagine like the Moldovan council in Chisinau, in Chisinau, the capital, sort of, you know, having a meeting one day and getting Bold and Bankrupt's video up and being like, "Guys, we really need to fix this underpass in our city centre. Look, this YouTuber's gone and done this whole video that's got millions of views." That always struck me as quite an entertaining idea. You know, I don't know if any of that's true. For all I know, no one's ever watched that video in Moldova, and it just so happened that underpass was fixed. But it did strike me as funny, and I don't think it's a stretch to think that, yeah, if Bold and Bankrupt hadn't made that video, would the council, whoever was in charge of repairing that underpass, got their act together? Anyway, a couple of weeks ago, I made a video of my own suburb where I live in Oxford. I did basically there's a thing near where I live that's this kind of abandoned industrial, basically there are lots of abandoned buildings in Oxford that I am very interested in, and one day I decided just to film it, and yeah, there's one that I went to, and it's just this completely abandoned shopping centre. That's where I started the video. I'm just walking around the shopping centre, and I'm just being like, look at this, guys, look at all this, all these empty shops, the cars, there's this big thing blocking the road, so the cars can't get in and stuff like that. And yeah, it's just, wow, how desolate it looks. And what I say in the video is, like, it's so weird to think that this is not that far from the Radcliffe Camera or the like the Magdalen College or whatever else, all these beautiful buildings. Just 10-15 minute walk away is just this very desolate, abandoned car park. Anyway, I remember walking past that exact same spot about a week after I released that video, and I saw that it had just been covered in this white wall, and there were trucks inside, coming in and out of this car park, and they were doing demolition work, and you could sort of see, they'd smashed the sort of glass, and presumably getting ready just to knock the whole thing down. And I have no way of proving this, and I don't really, it's difficult to say what we really believe in some sense, but I don't really believe this. There's a lot of room for doubt in this, for sure. But the video that I didn't get that many views. It got about 200 views, which for some content that's quite impressive. For an edited video on YouTube, it's at my stage in the game, it's kind of, I wasn't thrilled about it, but it's not nothing. And it just occurred to me that it's not completely out of the realms of the predictable that someone watched that video of me just walking around that car park and just went, shit, we need to get, we need to sort this out. Again, very unlikely, and it's much more likely that Bold and Bankrupt had some influence over the Chisinau underpass than me having impact on the Botley shopping centre. But it is a weird coincidence. I've lived in Oxford a long time now, 6 months I've lived here, and all the time I've seen this car park. I've walked past it, and it's been completely abandoned, and no one's done anything with it. And then just the exact week that I upload a video of me walking around that abandoned car park with a GoPro, and suddenly there are people there who are getting paid to knock it down. It's just a weird, it's a weird coincidence. And I don't know, yeah, I just walked past it, and I just thought to myself, okay, I don't know what's going on there, but imagine if that is actually what's gone on there. That someone's seen that video, and now there are people who are getting paid to knock down a building because someone in the council happened to see my video. I'm getting ahead of myself, but it's well, it's just one example of like a lot of exciting stuff that's been happening to me. In that I really seem to be making headway with my goals, with this YouTube channel, this vlogging channel that I'm doing. I really seem to be making headway with it, and it's really exciting, and it's really changed like how I've viewed myself. To be honest, like I've always talked to people about this stuff, and by the way, sorry about my voice. I know it's a bit deep, but I've got a bit of a cold at the moment. Quite like it, to be honest. Yeah, but there we go. It's difficult. I'm gonna sound like I'm showing off here, but the thing is, I've always been very sort of ambitious. Like I've always really wanted to strive for for greatness. I've always had that in me, and yet I've always had quite a sort of I guess a low view of myself, I guess is the way to describe it. Like not being too kind of arrogant, not being, yeah, I mean arrogance is the wrong word, but kind of not having a, not sort of, I think I often sell myself short in life, for how much of a kind of, for how high caliber I think I am. And a lot of people have observed this about me, and they've often said like, what you need is like a big win. You need a big win just to realise your self-worth. And often what people have suggested is just get a very high paying job. And that's it. When you get a high paying job, that will be your big win. And to be honest, I don't think that having a high paying job would hurt. I do think it would do a lot for my self-esteem. But I think the thing that's really gonna ramp up how I view myself is the success of these creative projects. Like the feeling I got walking past that car park and seeing that someone had just suddenly, seemingly just out of the blue, just put up this demolition like squads. That just made me think like the feeling I got there was so powerful. And I think it's a feeling that I've always had deep down, a kind of sense of knowledge of who I am, like, and what I'm capable of. And suddenly I'm like, I'm there, I'm actually fulfilling this, I've done a lot of creative projects in the past. I've done the music, I've done all kinds of things, all kinds of endeavours, but they've always just been kind of cute things that, I've got some luck here and there, but nothing where you're actually like, okay, wow, fair play. And I'm still very early in this channel, I'm on like 88 subscribers at the moment. I've still got a very long way to go. But I'm actually there are times where I'm actually like, wow, I'm actually making progress here now. I'm actually doing something here. This isn't just a cute little side project anymore. Like thousands of people are watching this video. Like I did this small video in London a week ago. I just went to London and went around and filmed some stuff, and it got like, it's on like 1,800 views. Again, it's not a lot, but it could be much more. But it's quite something to achieve that, and I can just see it getting better and better and better. as I get more of an idea about what I'm gonna do. So yeah, it's really exciting, and I just feel this sort of sense of confidence in myself that I've not always had, you know. And there's a lot to be said about this kind of sense of confidence. You know, a lot of people, especially in the kind of self improvement space, say that like, you know, there's only a sense of confidence that comes from deep within you. You know, you shouldn't worry about external factors of um, success you know, whatever. And to be fair, like, yeah, I get it. If I decided to become a Buddhist monk and meditated in a monastery for several years, like, I'll probably have a stronger sense of self and a stronger sense of self confidence and self love and whatever than I would have otherwise. But my point is, it's not a terrible thing to, if you've if you've done something good and productive, and you're proving yourself to yourself, then like fair play, enjoy it. You know, you deserve that good feeling. And I really see just going about my day now, in my life, I'm much more willing to not hang out with certain people that I don't want to. And I'm much more sensitive to things like disrespect than I think I have been before. And I feel like some of it is because I'm actually got some success in something that I want to have success in. It's just suddenly taken off. Like, I work at this pub at the moment, and there are some guys there who are really great, like, I get on really well with them, whatever, but a lot of them, like, I feel like back in the day, I would have tried to be friends with them. I would have thought they were really cool and sort of hang out with them. Meanwhile, now I just think, like, you know what? These guys don't really interest me. And I, yeah, I don't have to impress these people because I have nothing in common with them. And yeah, they're not, yeah, there's no need for me to prove myself to them. And they're not particularly nice to me either. And it's like, fine, yeah. Like, because it's funny, in a lot of these hospitality jobs, especially kind of pubs and stuff, like, there is quite a sort of social hierarchy. And you've got to kind of play the game a bit, you know, and there's so much kind of dick licking within this pub that I work at, you know, people sort of showing off to the managers and whatever, and I've just got zero time for it, you know. Like, I'll be polite to everyone, I'm very civil, whatever. And like I say, there are a couple of guys who I really like hanging out with. Some of the girls are really nice. There's one chap who he's like, you know, we have like quite deep chats about sort of Dostoevsky and stuff like that. He's trying to get me to read, well, successfully. He's encouraging me to read Crime and Punishment and the Brothers Karamazov. So I do have some friends, you know, like when I find someone who I'm actually like, oh, this person's really cool, I want to hang out with them, then like, you know, that's a different story. But just on the face of it, I kind of don't make the effort that much with people that I've not decided that I like, yeah, unless there's a good reason for me to. And that might sound a bit closed, that might sound kind of, oh no, you must be nice to everyone all the time and, you know, never always be on 100% like good form. But part of it is just like, I'm just sick of pretending to like people that I don't like. And I think a lot of it comes from just this growing sense of self-confidence that I have from doing well in this business, this YouTube account. And there are a few other things as well that I think have helped. I think I've started eating a lot of eggs, and that really, guys, like, honestly, if you want a little life hack, just in the morning, just eat like 4 eggs and you just feel different throughout the rest of the day. So I think there's a few things like that as well that have helped. But yeah, it's just really nice. I just have a really much stronger sense of self than I had before, and I'm really loving it. Yeah, and it's very liberating. So yeah, I'm excited to see where things go from now on. I mean, it's a weird time in my life because I do, I'm having this success, these signs of success with YouTube. Things are taking off, which is really exciting, and I've got all these other things going on as well. And, there are some points in my life where I'm just like, wow, I'm really smashing it. I'm doing really well. I should be really happy with myself. But then there are other times where I'm literally like, I literally work in a pub, and I've got some YouTube side hustle that is or isn't doing well, and it's like, it's so weird. Like some days I feel honestly like top of the world, I feel like, wow, like this is gonna work, whatever this is, and then other times I'm like, actually, what the fuck am I doing? But I think that's just part of the ride, to be honest. I just think that's something I've got to embrace. Like when I know a lot of people on Instagram and, influencers and people like that who seem to say the same thing. Who seem to say that, like, yeah, it's a case of just like 1 week you feel you're doing amazing, next week you don't. But yeah, I'm very excited for the future. And these next few months are going to be potentially really game changing. So, it's a lot of stuff that might go wrong. But yeah, we'll see. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. It's been a pleasure. And if you're interested in coaching, get involved with me. Like, book a link with me in the bio, in the description. I can hold you accountable, set you some goals, stuff like that. So it'd be great to hear from you. And yeah, apart from that, guys, I'll see you in the next video.